more into the groove.
We are back at Redbird Arena in Normal, the campus of Illinois State University. It's Peoria Richwoods taking on Freeport for the 3A state championship. I'm Lee Hall, and welcome to the campus of Illinois State University. It turns out the state championship game is a best-of-3 series. Freeport beat Richwoods earlier this year. Richwoods got revenge for that. And now, the rubber game of the match here today for the 3A state title. Here for the call of the game, Scott Sloan.
Thanks, Lee. A year ago, Freeport was in the same position, a state championship game. That loss to Chicago Marshall still stings. Richwoods won this tournament back in 2005, so they're looking for their second state championship in the last 5 years. Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to Redbird Arena. I'm Scott Slocum, along with former Fenwick and Northwestern standout Sarah Kwasinski. And Sarah, all the hours of practice, all the years in the gym, driving from this AAU tournament to that AAU tournament, it all comes down to this, playing for a state championship.
Oh, that it does. You know, this is the game where you literally leave it all on the court, and these two teams are prepared to do that today.
Well, let's find out how these two teams have arrived in the state championship game. As far as Freeport is concerned, Hampshire, Oswego, and then Johnsburg in the super sectional, and yet yesterday that 21-point win over Springfield. For Peoria Richwoods, the Rocks from Rock Island, the victim in the semifinal, then the Redbirds from Metamora, then Country Club Hills in the super sectional, and yesterday that win over Chicago Marshall. Now, let's take a look at the key players for today. I have a feeling I know who you're leaning towards in both instances.
Well, yeah, Freeport with Seporia Dickens. She came in yesterday, little foul trouble in the beginning, but winds up with 18 points, 8 rebounds, leading her team, taking control of that basketball game. It's just wow.
Absolutely. So Richwoods, the youngster, shall lead them, right?
Oh, that's so true. Sophomore Mariah Smith. I'm just so impressed by the way she plays, leading her team again. Team high, 15 points. We expect great games out of her.
All right, if Freeport wants to win the state championship, they're going to have to get on the boards.
Oh, most definitely. Box out, box out. They put up 19 offensive rebounds yesterday. Cannot give Richwoods the same opportunities. And this is it. 4 seniors leaving it all on the court. This is what they were playing for. And they need to do a good job of penetrating and kicking out. That's how they were able to get many points yesterday in the game. And then when you go over to Richwoods, what they need to do is limit turnovers. They had 25 turnovers yesterday, a little too many. Control the ball. They need to rebound at both ends. You know, take advantage of Freeport's not boxing out, and then stop Freeport's penetration. Play tight inside in the lane.
Okay, I have a feeling we're not going to see the turnover fest that we saw yesterday and then in the third place game today.
Oh, no, both teams are still going to play hard, but you like to think that they're going to value each possession and really control the ball.
All right, the Pretzels and the Knights for a state championship here in the Class 3A tournament in the state of Illinois. And for our starting lineups, let's send it over to the public address announcer, Mr. Jeff Fritzen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for the Class 3A state championship game for the IHSA 2009 Girls State Basketball Tournament. First from Freeport High School, a junior, number 10, Caitlin Green. From Peoria Richwoods, a senior, number 4, Amber Metzger. From Freeport, a senior, number 20, Seporia Dickens. For Richwoods, a senior, number 5, Danielle Desjardins. For Freeport, a senior, number 25, Katie Norman. From Richwoods, a sophomore, number 25, Mariah Smith. From Freeport, a senior, number 30, Kelsey Hafer. For Richwoods, a senior, number 32, Maddie Newkirk. From Freeport, a senior, number 35, Courtney Schiffer. And from Richwoods, a junior, number 33, Katie Murphy. Freeport brings the 31-3 record into the championship game. The Lady Pretzels are coached by Ryan Pierce. Richwoods brings a record of 33-3 into the game today. The Lady Knights are coached by John Gross. Championship game officials are Bob DeVoyson, Steve Kerouac, and Joe Leidy. And now, fans, Before our soloist sings the national anthem, we ask you to remember and honor the men and women of the United States Armed Forces serving throughout the world with this moment of silence. Thank you. And now we ask you to join our guest soloist, Jessica Stair, a student at Muhammad Seymour High School, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, as the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools remind you to display good sportsmanship. We expect good sportsmanship from all athletes, coaches, students, parents, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Remember, always do what's right.
The teams just met at center court to exchange handshakes and show each other good sportsmanship. This is brought to you by Walgreens. Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right, Good Sportsmanship campaign. We are back. We are ready to rock and roll. The Pretzels and the Knights. Green, Norman, Dickens, Hafer and Schiffer, Metzger, Desjardins, Smith, Newkirk, and Murphy. Meeting number 3. Freeport won the first one by 4. Richwoods won by 18. But those games mean anything right now.
You know what? Right now, clean slate. You're coming in. Each team kind of walking out there, stone faces. This is it. This is a brand new ball game.
All right, tip is controlled by Murphy. A junior went out and grabbed it away. Richwoods in their white uniforms. Freeport in their road orange. This is Metzger. Hit a couple of big threes yesterday to open up that game. There's Smith. Man-to-man defense for Freeport. They'll show you a little zone, but they like to get after man-to-man.
They really do. They like to match up with each player and, have you beat them one-on-one.
Well, there's a turnover as Desjardins tried to hit Murphy on the mid-post. Norman runs it back the other way. It's a well-balanced team, Freeport. 7 of their best 8 players are seniors, so they won't get rattled. And they were in the exact same position last year. Richwoods plays matchup, excuse me, Sarah.
Oh, no problem.
Matchup 2-3 zone, and they do a lot of digging. And that time, Desjardins took it away.
I say this team is so balanced. Freeport is, each of their 4 senior starters, double digits yesterday, and they balance it out on both ends of the court, which is really, really good to watch.
Well, Murphy's going to stay with it and score. Murphy missed her first put back. That one's in, and she screams to the crowd, let's go, let's get fired up. 2-0 Knights. Schiffer at the high post. Here's Caitlin Green, the only underclassman that plays significant minutes, and another turnover poked away from Murphy right into the hands of Metzger. Down low Murphy, looking for back-to-back buckets. Turnaround jumper's good.
She's just fierce inside. She's really strong with the ball, keeps it high, so no one can kind of get in there and scrap it away from her, and she just goes to the basket.
Well, she has been dominant. College coaches, if they didn't know about Katie Murphy before this weekend, they do now. And another turnover and another steal. Here's Smith. They know about her already. Mariah. And a collision, no foul call. Murphy to the deck. Newkirk comes up with a loose ball and travels with it. Well, there's Freeport, their 4th appearance, back-to-back third-place finishes in 94-95. Last year, the second-place finish, and Coach Ryan Pierce says this group still doesn't get the respect they deserve around town. I think they have earned it after 2 straight state championship games.
Oh, that they have, and they really feel that it's not going to be capped unless they win this game today. But this team has played so hard and really fought to get down here that they deserve that recognition.
Norman, short on the 3. Dickens the rebound. Seporia back up, blocked out of there by Murphy. Murphy making her presence felt big time here in the early going.
Really anchors the middle of that 2-3 defense and makes it really tough to get a shot off inside the paint.
Newkirk just inside the arc. That's no good. Did a good job of following her shot, and Freeport Norman can't hang on to it. Richwoods will keep it. A very active start for the Knights from the Mid-State 6. Peoria Richwoods, their 8th appearance. A Nora Lewis era back in 83, 81, 84. Of course, the championship in 05. Newkirk up, nope. And Caitlin Green tracks down the rebound. Here come the Pretzels now, looking for their first points. Norman is fouled, baseline. Foul will be called on Maddie Newkirk, 5'10 senior. So Freeport will throw it in underneath their own basket. The slogan for the Pretzels this year is "We're back." Well, they made it back, and that is so difficult to do. And it's hard to get here once, but twice.
Especially if that first time and everybody's expecting you to do it. They said right after, the state championship game last year, everybody kept coming up. You're like, you're going to be back in state.
Yeah.
We booked our hotel rooms. And that kind of pressure is tough for a team to repeat, and they were able to overcome that and do it.
Shivers fouled, and she'll shoot free throws. And yeah, note to anyone in Freeport who said that to the girls, don't ever do that again. I've already booked my rooms.
It's a little bit of pressure to handle as a high school student, and they did it extremely well.
Well, here is Courtney Schiffer, the 5'11 senior at the free throw line. It's a good free throw shooting team as well. First one is good. Ryan Pierce went to Carthage College up in Kenosha, played basketball for the CCIW. Now coaching girls basketball, doing a wonderful job at Freeport. We're off and running in the state championship game. The Knights up by 2 thanks to Katie Murphy.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. Peoria Richwoods, the 4-0 lead. Some pretty impressive bloodlines for Mariah Smith. We saw her have a great game here yesterday. Her father, Mark, led the Richwoods boys to state back in the mid to late 70s. He went on to play at the University of Illinois, where he is still their 4th all-time leading scorer. He was considered kind of the first big man to really take the ball out on the floor and dribble the ball and handle the ball. A great basketball player. He and Derek Holcomb went on to Illinois. He tragically died at the age of 41. Mariah never knew him, but she has a picture of her father in her room, and anybody that saw Mark play can see that she had inherited his sweet shooting touch and great skills handling the basketball. Some good bloodlines for Mariah Smith, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Lee. Remember, as Murphy hits another basket, her third, Mark Smith, and Eddie Johnson was with Illinois at the time, and I remember when they beat Magic Johnson at the Assembly Hall. I think it was Johnson hit a corner jumper from deep in the baseline to give Illinois the win. They went on to be the #1 team in the country for a week until they lost their next game, I believe, to Ohio State. That was way back in 1979, and I'm sure Dad Mark's watching Mariah and very, very proud of her at the state tournament as she tracks down the rebound in the corner, but stepped on the end line, and that was a very good Illinois team. Yeah, Mark was about 6'5", 6'6", could shoot it, could handle it, could pass it, and back then there weren't a lot of 6'5", 6'6" people who could do that.
Oh, most definitely. You can see that versatility that she kind of inherited, that she can shoot it, dribble it, pass it, post up, play the point guard. She really can do it all.
Well, she's under control. She's just a sophomore, and she lets the game come to her. She doesn't force a thing. And she'll be a candidate for Ms. Basketball in 2 years. No doubt about that, her favorite anyway. Off mark with the 3 there was Kelsey Hafer. So Richwoods on top, 6-2. 3 field goals already for the junior, Katie Murphy. Gonna go down low to Newkirk, can't handle the pass. Ball's tipped to Seporia Dickens. Now, we haven't mentioned Dickens' name other than right now since the game has started. She's got to become a factor.
She really does, and she needs to, command the basketball, call for it. But what she really does a good job is just kind of slicing in, getting offensive rebounds and those putbacks, and she's going to have to start crashing the boards aggressively at both ends.
We're going to get a foul called on Newkirk, as she sent Caitlin Green to the floor. Season team comparisons, these two teams, look at this. I mean, is there any wonder why they're playing for a state championship? Everything's even across the board.
Dead on.
Dickens is going to have an early seat. In the corner, Green wide open for three. That's what she needed to get untracked. Richwoods' lead is at 1. 2:45 to go in the opening quarter, the 3A state championship game. Here's Knott. Gave him a big lift off the bench yesterday. 5'10 senior, can really shoot it from the outside. Murphy just set a big pick on Kito DeBoer.
She is so strong on the inside. I love the way she posts up. She really gets her body low, and it's really hard to move her out of her spot when she gets settled in there on the block.
There's Richwoods, 28 of 29. They last lost on the 24th of January to Springfield, who just moments ago finished 4th, losing to Marshall. Not as it's stripped out of bounds, it'll stay Richwoods' ball. And Freeport, 21 of 22. Monroe, Wisconsin. Got him back on the 7th of February. Dickens back into the ball game, and Hafer will have a seat. Freeport goes about 6, maybe 7 deep. That's pretty much it. Smith, a deep three is no good. Rebound control by Katie Norman. One of the most athletic 5'9" players you'll see around. She can handle it, she can pass it, she can slash. Green tracks down the loose ball. In the corner to Kito DeBoer. Here's Norman. Nice feed, nice catch inside from Schiffer, and a foul is going to be called on Knott. A good battle inside between Schiffer and Katie Murphy.
That was a great grab, too. She one-handed. You know, Katie Murphy's kind of all over, and she's still able to come down with that basketball. And that's what they're going to have to do inside. It's not going to be easy getting the ball in the paint on Richwoods.
John Gross would love to get up into the 60s in this ball game. He thinks he has a good shot. Higher scoring it gets. It's a 2-3 matchup zone they have. Doesn't give up a lot of points. Schiffer to Green. This is Norman. She can make this shot. And a foul, as I think Schiffer went too hard to the offensive glass. There's Freeport, 74 points. Their high water mark, their low water mark was that loss to Monroe, Wisconsin.
And both teams are going to keep battling inside. We're going to see a lot of contact down to the post because that's where they're really good, and that's what they, you know, Katie Murphy's strong player, and they're going to have to try and stop her at both ends.
Here's Smith. Richwoods 3 for 10 to start the game. Freeport 1 for 6. So the shooting woes here at Redbird Arena continue for all 4 teams. Murphy in the corner to Metzger. Now Knott. Good defense here by Freeport. Good man-to-man defense. Desjardins bounces down low to Murphy. This one's going up. Blocked by Hafer. Fans from Richwoods wanted a foul call, didn't get it. They'll keep the basketball, though.
Freeport does a good job of matching up really quick on the help, but they're quick to get back to their player, and that's why they're so good. Very fast feet on their man-to-man defense.
Mid-post, Smith inside, count and a foul. Kito DeBoer with the foul, Smith with the bucket, and Richwoods up by 3.
They're going strong to the basket. She gets that ball up high, and that's how she's able to finish it and get the three-point play because she cuts it up above her head, and she does a really good job of that, and then she finishes strong.
So the bucket for Smith, her first, averaging just over 15 points a game. Outstanding free throw shooter at 71%. That one is good. The lead is 4. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. This is the 3A state championship game. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast from Redbird Arena. It's a good day to watch basketball. I understand it's raining all over the state.
Stay on the couch and watch some hoops.
Norman, nice little fake on the 3. The drive no good. Dickens with the offensive rebound. And it'll stay Freeport ball with 44 seconds to go in the quarter.
You got to say it's an intense game so far, but both teams only 3 turnovers, which are really valuing the possession, which means they're getting shots at the basket. While they might not be falling right now, they will start to fall because they're not turning the ball over.
And turnovers 3 for Richwoods and 3 for Freeport. Both coaches can live with that for a quarter. Dickens to the ground. And we're going to have a held ball. Nope, it's taken away by Desjardins. Good job by the official to not blow the whistle and let that play kind of unfold. I think a lot of times referees blow the whistle too quickly on those held balls. Let the girls battle.
Oh, and they're definitely letting them do it today.
And the whistle and a hold down low. If you're wondering why Smith couldn't get to that entry feed, it's because she was held by Peoria Dickens. So Richwoods will have a chance here with a little over 16 seconds left to get the final shot. But Coach Pierce barking at the official. One of the few times we've seen a referee really stand there and go toe-to-toe with the official.
And that's very unique for Coach Pierce. He does not get heated very often. He's usually very composed. I think it was games ago, you know, in the playoff run that he really got heated like this. And
oh, he's still over there barking. And
he's
the fans,
upset.
yeah, fans from Freeport happy because they just forced a turnover. See if they can get a shot off. Norman will bring it up. Half-court heave at the buzzer's off the mark, and that's it for the first quarter of play. The 3A state championship game is a quarter old. The Richwoods Knights lead Freeport by 4. We'll be back with more after this local timeout.
Well, the focus and the pressure was to get back where we are right now, and it was a much different feel than what we had last year. Last year we were just excited. This year we're a little bit more relieved that we made it back, have been able to get to the point where everyone expected us to be again, at least people in our area, and I think we can finally relax a little bit and hopefully play a little bit better ball than we played thus far in the postseason.
Yep, 7 of the top 8 players are seniors, so Coach Ryan Pierce says next year will be a little bit difficult. Don't expect to see the Pretzels downstate. They're going to be young, inexperienced, but the foundation is laid thanks to this group.
Oh, that it is. And, you know, you'd love to have, when you're a younger player on a team with such great senior leadership, you know they took something away from this team, that they might not have the skill level yet, but they learned a lot from these seniors.
And all the little kids around town, absolutely. So there's Knott with the 3. Shyla Knott from downtown. Knott, a 3-sport athlete. She's going to Iowa next year, but she's not going to play sports. She just wants to concentrate on her academics. She's a pretty good basketball player, though. Look at that.
That's some hustle to come down. Great give and go, noticing where the defense is. Definitely a boost of adrenaline for Richwoods.
Shyla Knott a 3, and then a finish off a steal. After the steal, she's going to study English Lit or International Studies. Let's take a look at your Menards. First quarter stats, save big money at Menards.
You know, Richwoods really leading in the rebounds and shooting a lot better than Freeport. Freeport only 1 for 8 shooting, about 12%. They got to get a little bit better at the field goals and rebound. Like I said, they got to box out and keep Richwoods off the glass.
Well, I don't know if I want to play one-on-one against Shyla Knott. I certainly don't want to do a brain bowl against her with English Lit or International Studies.
No, not at all. But you can catch all the games live, streaming at foxjocks.com. Great website. You have a lot of information about high school athletics. I think you do spend hours on there just kind of watching videos, looking at pictures, and checking out the low school. Boys, girls, basketball, football, whatever you want to check out.
And while you're there, paint your body, right? Why not? There's the Richwoods cheerleaders. Well, there's one thing that I know for a fact, having grown up across the river from Peoria Richwoods over in East Peoria, is Peoria is crazy about its boys basketball, about its girls basketball, about its biddy basketball. It is a basketball junkies heaven. City of Peoria and surrounding towns, and Richwoods has been a big part of that over the years. Never forget Wayne McLean, who's now with Illinois, the back-to-back championships with his son and Marcus Griffin and Frankie Williams over at Manual. Peoria Central's had some great teams over the years. Truly is a special place.
Oh yeah, and you love that, going into that kind of tradition, keeping up with that tradition.
Another steal, this one from Metzger, but then she lost it. But right now, Freeport's got to get a handle on this ball game. They've been dominated in every facet. They're 1 for 8. They've only gotten off 8 shots. Richwoods 14 shots.
That's right. That comes down to they're not getting the points in the paint like they're used to, so they got to settle for those outside jumpers, and they can't be afraid to take them.
Schiffer, and she scores. Well, you know, it's a 2-3 matchup. It's not like it's, you know, it's up in your face, but Richwoods does a nice job They don't get out of position, but still 2-3 matchup zones, you should be able to get some decent shots against.
Right, and that's the thing with Freeport, they really like to get inside and get those inside buckets, and what they're going to have to do is with that kind of zone is settle for those outside, mid-range jumpers.
A great defense down low. First of all, it was Murphy who had her shot blocked, then Smith had her shot blocked. And we're going to get a foul on Peoria Richwoods here as the tide starting to turn just a little bit after that timeout from Ryan Pierce. Probably the first time all year that Murphy and Smith have both had their shots blocked on the same possession. It just doesn't happen to those two. Freeport trying to inch closer, down by 7. We're just underway in the second quarter. 3A state championship. Here's Green. She throws it away. The pass was at the feet of Seporia Dickens.
Yeah, and that's kind of a turnover that you don't want those unforced turnovers to happen too often, if at all.
Dickens has not scored yet. Richwoods a wonderful job keeping her under wraps. Here's Desjardins. Drives into the corner, poked out of bounds by Norman. There's points off turnovers. Richwoods with 9, Freeport with 5. Always a huge stat. And that's the first one coaches look at when they get into the locker room. Turnovers and how many points they gave up because of those turnovers.
Oh, right, and you got to look, as a team, if you're going to force a turnover, really using that to convert to points.
Shyla Knott is on fire. Not another 3. She has 8 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point land. The senior getting it done.
She's great. I loved watching her shoot yesterday. She gets set, is in ready position all the time to shoot that basketball, and that's a shooter.
Another turnover by Freeport, number 9. And these are just unforced. The last one to Dickens, bad pass at her feet. This one from Norman just gassed it over everyone's heads.
Right, and like I said, you don't want unforced turnovers. That's ball control, and that's mental. You can't let those kind of creep in.
Metzger, high post to Knott, open again. Well, she finally missed one. Smith can't finish it off. Richwood's gonna get another crack at it. Boy, and so far it looks like Freeport didn't have this experience advantage that they have coming in. Richwoods looks more comfortable. 10-point night lead. Will return with more from Redbird Arena after this message from your local station.
Richwoods is loving it so far, 17-7. We're joined with the Richwoods night. Anybody home in there? Woo! Oh, hi, Jim. Oh my. I can't see anything. How come you didn't wear your armor pants?
I don't know, I just didn't have any.
All right, I'm not sure if this is my kind of deal or not. I'll see you guys later.
Lee, you've never looked better. Never looked better. Well, Richwoods a 10-point lead and a turnover. Traveling violation on Desjardins. Boy, Lee Hall is he's the man in Peoria. The man, the kids, the parents, the players, the grandmas, the grandpas all love Lee Hall in Peoria. All right, Freeport needs to tighten things up, get down to business, foul down low. Let's see what they get here. Murphy or Smith. This will be on Smith.
Right now, it's going to be her second foul. She's going to have to watch it. Oh, I correct that as her first. Click on the stats here.
Norman in the corner there. Smith with a block. Hafer tried to shoot a 3. Blocked out of there and then not saved it off one of the Freeport girls. And the body language from Freeport is not good. Their fans out of it. The players shaking their heads. Katie Norman trying to fire her team up. She meets Desjardins at the midcourt line. Here's Knott. 10-point night lead. Metzger thought about a 3, and so did Knott. Each passed it up. Smith drives baseline. Knott to Metzger, open for 3. This one's off the mark. She made 2 of those yesterday. Dickens with the rebound, but then took steps. Well, I've seen this is the 4th game from Freeport in 2 years down here, and this is the first time that they've had that deer caught in the headlights look.
Yeah, they really do. They're kind of coming in and, all of them are going for the rebound and they're kind of battling against each other out there a little bit. You see 4 Freeport girls go for the rebound and they're kind of, no one's able to grab it. You have to gain composure, kind of shake it off a little bit.
It's a very good team that will find its game here shortly. Down low, Murphy gets free, and she doesn't miss too many of those.
No, and you can't play behind her. You can't give her those open opportunities because she's going to knock them down every time.
Murphy with 8 on 4 of 7, including 4 rebounds. Chipper goes up, maybe got hit from behind, no foul call. Coach Pierce not happy again. Here comes Knott back the other way. Good pass to Metzger. Oh, Metzger tried to hit Murphy when she had an open look herself. Well, Metzger probably said to herself, look, I'm only 5'3" for crying out loud. I'm not going to shoot it down here. 3:38 to go in the first half. 19-7, Richwoods in command. Richwoods only shooting 38%, but still with a 12-point lead, and there's a kick ball.
You look at the key player comparison. Dickens hasn't really gotten into her own yet, 0 points. And Smith, a little bit. Katie Murphy's kind of come in and taken over this game. Both
taking
players
over the tournament. Second quarter shooting, Richwoods 4 of 9, 2 of 3 from three-point land. Freeport just 1 for 3, and they've missed their only 3 of the quarter. Got to get more shots, and a lot of it has to do with the 10 turnovers.
Turnovers definitely starting to creep up in there a bit. It's those unforced turnovers that you can't have.
Hafer blocked by Murphy, and then Murphy controls. Desjardins on the run now. Not looking for another 3, and finds it, her 3rd of the game.
Such a great shot. I'm going to say this every time she shoots. I love her shot. I love how she's ready for it. She catches it, has the confidence.
And Norman just throws it up in the air for grabs. Richwoods 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Desjardins to Smith, dribbled out of bounds. Freeport basketball. All of a sudden a 15-point Richwoods lead.
Can't really count Freeport out yet. They do a great job of coming back, but it's going to be, tough to do in a championship game against Richwoods, but they do have the capabilities to do so. They're going to have to do it sooner rather than later. Foul
on Murphy, her second. Schiffer will go to the free throw line. Good step in and seal. Boy, look at Coach Gross. He is ticked.
So she goes up strong, kind of fades away. Now, no, it looked like all ball from there, but.
Look at Murphy. The open mouth look like, you got to be kidding me. Schiffer misses the free throw.
Freeport can't shy away from that contact. She kind of, faded away a little bit there.
Well, Murphy will head to the bench with those 2 fouls. Replacing her will be Kelly Dunn, a 5'8" senior. Dunn's dad is a famous athlete out of the central Illinois area. Went to Bartonville Limestone. Ended up pitching in the major leagues for several years. Had a lot of bloodlines with dads and brothers and the like with these Richwoods girls. Dunn's pass is poked out of bounds. A lot of these girls have played together for a long time. Metzger, Dunn, Newkirk, and Knott all played AAU together with PT's Most Wanted. So they've known each other for a long time. A lot of long car rides together.
Yeah, really helps you get to know your teammates, and great bonding experience, and you really play hard with those teammates that you grow up with and you really have a bond and share a bond with.
Smith with the 3. Richwoods is 4 of 7 from behind the arc, and they are running away and hiding in the 3A title game. 25-8. Freeport 2 of 13 from the field. Schiffer loses control, Knott takes it away. Shyla Knott. Been the MVP so far, well, co-MVP along with Murphy. She's going to try another 3. This one is no good. Rebound to Dickens. Dickens will throw it ahead, and Metzger will win the race. And Metzger will slow things down. Peoria Dickens has not scored in this game. She had 41 in the 2 games combined against Richwoods earlier this year.
She's only taken 1 shot. She really has to step up. Freeport on a whole needs to start shooting the ball more. And like I said, they got to settle for those mid-range jumpers. That's what's open.
Smith eyeing up Dickens, out to Metzger. Approaching the minute mark of the first half. Richwoods 25-8 lead, looking for another state championship. They beat Fenwick and Young back in 05 to win what was the AA title. Nice pass inside. Smith can't finish. Real nice feed from Desjardins. Caitlin Green runs it back up the other way. Norman to Green. Out top Dickens for 3. Nope, still scoreless. But Peoria did a nice job of hustling in and forcing a held ball. Richwoods will get it.
She does do a good job following her shot. Again, she has to shoot more, like 2 shots. That's her second shot of the game today. Needs to get more touches, needs to shoot the ball more.
Schiffer sits, Kiddo DeBoer checks in. Richwoods, in the midst of a 9-1 run. Let's see if they hold for the last shot of the first half. There's Metzger, and it looks like they might try to. Not. Desjardins on the hold, down low to Smith. Gives to a flashing Knott, who goes up, has it blocked out, bounced off her chest and out of bounds. Freeport will get it with 22 seconds left. Coach Gross still not happy with officials. Coach Pierce trying to figure out what he can tell his girls at halftime to get them going. It's the last thing in the world he thought would happen, for them to score 8 points in the half.
Yeah, they started out shooting, limited turnovers, and then the second quarter really started turning the ball over and not getting the shot attempts they need.
Norman for 3. That's off the mark and out of bounds. Richwoods ball with 3.1 seconds left. And that look on Katie Norman's face sums up the first half. See if the Knights can get off a shot here. They'll bring in Dunn. She's got a good arm like her dad did. That's why she's in there to throw it in. Throws it to Metzger with 3, with 2. Smith the catch, the shot. Nope. Richwoods, a dominating performance.
That they have. They came out playing strong like they said they were going to. Really working the ball inside and doing a great job of getting that ball strong in the post.
Well, we'll have to take a look at the record books and see if there's been a lower scoring first half in a state championship game than Freeport had here in this first half, scoring just 8 points. They trail the Knights 25-8. Lee Hall is standing by with the head coach of the Richwoods Knights, Mr. John Gross.
All right, Coach, you've been around this game a long time, only giving up 8 points to a team like Freeport in the first half. You got to be pretty proud of that defensive effort.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty amazing. It's not something we expected. I expected a very close game, and I mean, they held us to 25, so it's still a good ball game. But kids played well. We hit some good threes. We've been all over the floor. We played a really good first half. We got to come out and do it in the second half now.
Good luck to you second half, Coach. All right, that's John Gross. His team leads by double digits here at the half. Back after this on the IHSA TV network.
Who finished the 2008-2009 season in 4th place with a final record of 29 wins and 5 losses. First, meet the superintendent of Springfield High School, Dr. Walter Milton. Assistant Principal Sherry Pullman. Athletic Director Gary Dorr. Head Coach Brad Scheffler. Assistant Coach Ken DeBucky. Assistant Coach Craig Jeffers. Assistant Coach Lindsay Weeder. Manager Kelsey Holcher. Manager Allison Kuhn. And the Senator squad members, Zaina Medley. Allison Anderson. Maddie Fetter. Emma Anderson. Megan Pence. Mackenzie McDermott. Casey Corza. Kelly Corza. Jalecia Riggins. Caitlin Miller. Demi Vanderwall. Amber Kaysen. And Jillian Burgett. Now let's meet the Commandos of Marshall High School, who finished the 2008-2009 season in third place with a final record of 26 wins and 7 losses. First, meet the principal of Marshall High School, Juan Gardner. Head coach and athletic director, Dorothy Gators. Assistant coach, Gwen Howard. Assistant coach, Jennifer Jones. Manager, Dwayne Banks. Manager, Jonathan Jones. And the Commandos, Raven Gary. Shantiera Miller. Jamisha Armstrong. Kashani Alley. LaQuintra Lemons. Jaleesa Grady. Antoinette Holly. Marquisha Coleman. Brianna Walker. Marion Thompson. Jasmine Poteet. Adrian Godbold. And Epiphany Woods. And now will Coach Scheffler and the captains of Springfield High School please step forward to receive the Class 3A 4th place trophy. And now will Coach Gators and the captains of Marshall High School please step forward and receive the Class 3A 3rd place trophy.
And congratulations to Chicago Marshall and Springfield. Back after this local timeout. Richwoods a commanding 25-8 lead over Freeport here at halftime. Welcome back to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. The NAR wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. When ready to buy or sell a home, contact a realtor, a member of the NAR. And the Richwoods Lady Knights, Denise Sarna, have made themselves right at home here on this floor. That's a pretty dominating performance in the first half.
Yeah, both on the offensive end and defensive end. They're on fire. I don't know how many threes they knocked out in that first half, but they caught fire, and their defense has been, boy, Freeport's having a rough time.
Well, let's take a look at our Menards halftime stats. Saved big money at Menards. Last check, Peoria Richwoods had 4 threes, and they were 4 of 8. There you get a look at the field goal differential, and just 2 field goals made for Freeport in that first half, and the rebound edge, 21-10, but the field goals, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I think that zone is kind of stifling, and, you know, Freeport's looking inside quite a bit, and, you know, your inside girls can't hold on to the ball too long. You know, Richwoods is right there. They'll rip it out of your hands. So hopefully Freeport can knock down some outside shots themselves in the second half and maybe get themselves back in the game.
12 turnovers for the Pretzels, 9 steals for the Richwoods Lady Knights. A dominating performance for Richwoods here in the first half. And Freeport, you just have to go circle the wagon. Schiffer with 5 to lead Freeport. Shyla Knott with 11 points. Katie Murphy with 8. She made her first 3 shots, and that's the one thing. Richwoods made 4 threes the entire game yesterday. 4 of 8 here. That was their game total yesterday. So we've seen their inside game and their outside game. Anytime you have balance like that, you're going to have success.
Yeah, what a spark Knott was off the bench, too, coming in and knocking down those threes. And, you know, it was really a good stint for her, I guess.
Yeah, it sure was. She had been a starter in the past, but John Gross found that she was a better player coming off the bench, and some players are just more suited to that, aren't they?
Oh, it's great to have those kind of players coming off the bench. It's awesome.
All right, well, John Gross has won a state championship here in 2005. We won't go into that too much.
You are not going to let that die, are you?
He was second, a veteran coach, and to have him say, hey, I was surprised by how we played. I mean, it takes a lot to surprise a guy that's been in the game over 30 years.
Yeah, well, basketball is a game of 2 halves, so if they play like that the second half, I think it's going to be tough on the Freeport Pretzels.
Even up 25-8, I'm sure John Gross is just a little bit nervous as his team returns to the floor. 25-8, the Richwoods lead. Back after this local timeout.
Yes, folks, that is right. That is not a bad graphic. 25-8. Peoria Richwoods leads the Freeport Pretzels at halftime. Welcome back. Scott Slocum along with Sarah Kwasinski at 8 points in 1 half.
Freeport's been struggling kind of in every statistic possible this first half. Richwoods came out dominating from the beginning and hasn't let them back in this game.
Let's take a look at the highlights and see how we got to this 25-8 score.
One of the lone field goals was only made 2 by Kaylin Green, 3-pointer on the outside. And you know what? From there on, it's been Richwoods and Shyla Knott, wow, coming off the bench, and she's taking control. Really solid give and go there. Giving them the spark. She's been able to hit it inside, and she's been able to hit him outside, but then a real dominating presence. Katie Murphy taking it strong. I love the way she posts up. She posts up strong. She goes to the ball strong. And then again, Richwoods hitting it from outside, shooting very well behind the 3-point arc, 50%. They're going to be tough. If they come out, hopefully Freeport's got a little spark behind them here, but, you know, it's going to be a tough road back.
All right, Knights up big here at halftime. Lee Hall is standing by with more here during our halftime show. Lee?
All right, guys, thanks a lot. We're with Ryan Pierce. Coach, pretty tough first half for your ladies.
Yeah, that's an understatement. The 25 points on their side isn't what's killing us. I think it's the 8 on our side. We've got to be able to get shots every trip. We have too many turnovers. We look lost at times out there, and it's a difficult defense to figure out. We think we see some holes, but we got to get the ball there, and that's the hard part. We'll see how it goes, but we expect to get more shots this half.
Good luck to you second half, Coach. All right, back after this network timeout.
All right, we are set to start the second half. Richwoods, the final regular season poll, was ranked number 2 behind Quincy Notre Dame in Class 3A. Freeport was number 6. And Richwoods right now showing those pollsters know what they're talking about with a dominating performance over Freeport. 16 more minutes of basketball left though. Freeport in the orange with the basketball with only 2 regular field goals in that first half. 2 field goals, 1 3-pointer, and 3 free throws, and that is it. And a sloppy start as Metzger goes down hard, fouled by Peoria Dickens.
Yeah, Freeport really coming out of the locker room. They need to come in firing. Just shoot the ball, shoot the ball. You're not going to be able to score if you're turning it over, bad passes. Second they cross that line, they should be looking to score.
And just to clarify, 1 3, 1 2, and 3 free throws for Freeport in the first half. That's it. They'll have to get things done on the defensive end, though, to start off with. Here's Newkirk. Maddie to Desjardins. Now Smith. Runs over Dickens, no foul call. And then Desjardins has her shot blocked by Schiffer. Newkirk is fouled. Fouled on Katie Norman. So an aggressive start on both sides. And there's a concerned look of John Gross. You know, he could talk about being concerned and this and that, but he likes the position, and let me rephrase that. He loves the position he's in.
Oh, you love to be up by double digits, you know, coming out of the half. But what I think he might be a little bit nervous about is the fact that Freeport is a second half team. They come back in the second half. They don't go away and fade off into the distance. They come back fighting and really are good at chipping away at leads.
Well, they can't turn the ball over like they did there.
Yeah.
Hey, remember now, Freeport was down by 12 in the Super in the third quarter. Didn't take their first lead until 2.5 minutes to go in the game. And here they are. Down low, Newkirk goes up, missed the shot. Murphy will clean it up, though, as she has all weekend long.
That was a great follow-up by Murphy, and Freeport's really got to concentrate on boxing out, getting control of the rebounds on the defensive end.
Here's Hafer in the corner to Dickens. Dickens hasn't scored yet. 4 rebounds and no points. Another missed shot down low. Desjardins comes up with a long rebound. She's double teamed, gets it ahead to Smith. Here comes Mariah. In the corner, Metzger. And she'll wisely bring it out. A lot of kids would have fired up a 3 there, but not a coach's daughter. Her dad, Kevin Metzger, is the girls' coach over at Bartonville Limestone, where, ironically enough, John Gross spent a long time before coming over to Richwoods. And a foul is going to be called against Richwoods. They're going to get Maddie Newkirk for treating Katie Norman rather rudely. But Freeport, all the talk in the locker room at halftime about we're going to do this different, we're going to do that. They haven't scored here in the first 2:03 of the second half.
Yeah, that had to have been the biggest point of emphasis for them, is to shoot and score the ball. Just put it in the hoop. It's all they need is the points. They're doing a decent job defensively, but nothing is coming to them on offense.
Green thought about a 3, skips across court Norman. Now Hafer for 3. Now that one's short as well. When Metzger, good hustle in the corner, gets knocked down. No whistle, Dickens has it. Dickens tried to save it off of Metzger and missed it out of bounds to Richwoods. Nothing going right for the Pretzels from Freeport. This is a nightmare for Coach Pierce.
Right, and you see, Dickens kind of walked away, like hung her head, slumped her shoulders, and they got to stay away from that. She has to look at this and say, you know what, they got to get that fire, get that fight. I'm going to come back and make something happen.
In the corner, Metzger, wide open 3. That is good. Amber Metzger hit 2 yesterday in the semifinal win over Marshall, her first today, and the lead is now 22. An impressive performance by the Knights, to say the least. It's a good Freeport team. There's Norman, down low Schiffer, working on Murphy, goes up and scores. Now Courtney Schiffer doing her part. She has 6 of the 10 Pretzel points.
Yeah, she's posted up strong inside, and they're, even in that post, that ball kind of got away from her a little bit. They chased after it. They got to stick to it in that fight. And there you go again with the charge. That's the fight they need. They need these kinds of momentum building plays.
Charge on Mariah
Staying
Smith.
strong, falling down.
Running right over Courtney Schiffer. We have a timeout with 4:36 left to go. The Richwoods lead is 20. Back with more from Redbird Arena after this message from your local station.
Right now it's all Peoria Richwoods up 30-10 here in the third quarter. We are with Mike Dunn, former Major League pitcher, former National League Rookie Pitcher of the Year. What year was that, Mike?
1987.
1987. More importantly, you got a lot of these girls together at a young age and coached them travel. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's right. All these girls, the Richwoods girls, were involved in the PGSL program. And in 5th grade, I started coaching the travel team, and we had these 5 girls and another 4 from Peoria, and we were going everywhere playing against top-notch competition. We were in Iowa, we were in Chicago, we were in Indiana, and we averaged about 60, 70 games a season. We play in the spring, the summer, and the fall around grade school schedules, and a great group of girls, and they've been tested.
Of course, your daughters are part of that. All those trips are paying off right now, aren't they?
It looks good so far. They play great defense, and the benefit of playing together for so long is you know each other on the court, you know where they're going to be, and you're very comfortable with your teammates.
Guys, I got a hit off Mike in high school. Then he learned that slider, and I couldn't touch him ever again. Great pitcher, and it turns out he's a heck of a coach, too. Thanks, Mike. Back to you.
Well, Lee, don't let him, don't feel too good about yourself. Mike told me he threw you a changeup, and you thought it was a fastball. Desjardins hit a 3, the lead up to 23 now for Richwoods, and a big collision right in front of the media bench.
Hey, we're going to take a big look at the key players, and Dickens still unable to score first points. Smith a little, 6 points, but when they're hitting them from the outside like they are, you got to keep shooting the threes. You'll get your points and you'll be able to carry in on the, the misses there, but if they're shooting so well from the outside, you got to let them shoot.
Yeah, and remember, she had 41 points in the 2 games they played previously. So for her to be shut out is remarkable, and there's another turnover for Richwoods. Just putting the hurt on the pretzels now. Desjardins to Metzger. Back to Desjardins. She hit one there a moment ago. This one is short. And a rebound comes down to Hafer. And what's incredible, for Smith, she's 2 for 11, and her team is up by 23. When your best player goes 2 for 11, you figure you're going to be down.
Right, and that's really weird.
Count the bucket and a foul.
Nice shot.
Nice job by Courtney Schiffer. Well, we asked Matt Trohoff from the IHSA to find us the lowest scoring half ever. We got to go back to 2002 in Class A when Augusta Southeastern scored 6 points in the second half and lost to Carrollton 24-20. Carrollton scored only 7 in the second half. So that 8 points will not put them at the top of the list, Freeport, but somewhere near the top, and that's a list you don't want to be on.
No, that's definitely not a list you want to be on.
3 minutes to go, third quarter of play. Richwoods up by 21. Knights maintain possession. There's part of the Richwoods faithful. You see the Richwoods fans at the top of your screen. That's overflow. Their main crowd is back behind us. That's how many fans they brought over on I-74 from Peoria.
I was looking over. I was like, that's kind of a sad student section. And then I turned around and went, oh, that's because there's no more room.
Murphy down low, powers it up, counter to foul. And high fives all the way around.
Such a great, strong shot. She goes up strong. I can't say that enough. I love her power, and I love the way she goes up, keeps that ball high, and then the excitement when she does it. She's proud, high-fiving her team. Good, strong move.
Her uncle Ray Giacoletti coached Andrew Bogart in Utah to the Sweet 16 a few years ago. Ray now is the #1 assistant for Mark Few at Gonzaga. And we're told he's going to be a head coach again, Division I level next year. Ray and his family and her mom hails from East Peoria. So a good basketball family. Her dad was a football player. Her dad was, yep. And her grandpa was a superintendent at East Peoria High School for a long time. So again, bloodlines. That's what we talked about with Dunn, with Murphy, with Smith.
Oh, when the athleticism runs in the family, it's a no-brainer that they got the talent, and if they have the passion for it, it's kind of win-win. It's in their blood. They're prone to do it, and they have that talent, and then work hard and capitalize on that. So you see such good talent out here today.
Not looking to get it in, and 5-second violation. It'll be Freeport ball. 2:28 left to go. Murphy and the Knights, a big 24-point lead for John Gross. Well, if you're Freeport, the time is now. You have to get hot, extremely hot. Kiddo DeBow in. See if she can knock down a couple of threes. Also into the ball game is Leah Dietmeyer, and a kick ball.
You're looking at the three-point field goals here. Richwoods shooting extremely well from the outside, but then they're also getting the points in the paint. So it's a deadly combination when they're able to pound the ball inside, get the points in the paint, and then they're able to also kick it out and hit from behind the arc.
Freeport just 4 of 22, 1 of 12 from three-point land. Ryan Pierce probably didn't sleep a lot last night. Probably had a nightmare or two, but no way did he envision this kind of game from his girls. The foul is going to be called. Good hustle again from Murphy.
Richwoods has done a great job today of capitalizing on those turnovers. They have forced 17 turnovers, but have scored 19 points off those turnovers, wow. And that's huge.
Desjardins will bring it up against Dietmeyer. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Newkirk to Metzger. Murphy, good hard flash to the basket. Up and under, glass, good. Big time move.
It's a great shot. Using the glass, that's how you know she's sound. She goes off, uses the glass. Any coach would love and drool at a player that is fundamentally sound like that.
And every time she takes a shot, she's square to the basket. There's Dickens, and Seporia Dickens finally has her first basket. It comes at the 1:26 mark of the third quarter. There's no way we could have predicted that. You did a pool when Dickens was going to score her first points and be somewhere in the first minute or two of the first quarter.
Oh, easily. And, you know, she was able to score 18 points last game and having sat out most of the first half due to foul trouble, and now she's been in this whole game. She's only gotten one bucket out of it.
Shyla Knott has scored 1 point fewer than Freeport as a team. Knott with 13. Richwoods basketball, 51 seconds left to go. Smith back in for the Knights. Hafer back in, Green back in for Freeport. Trying to find something that'll work. Desjardins gets low fives all the way around. Dietmeyer to the bench for Freeport. The Knights, more of a coronation now than a game. Smith to Knott. Here's Murphy. Solid passes, crisp passes. Just 11 turnovers for Richwoods. Here's Smith on the left wing. That's short, and Dickens controls. But then hit at it, taken out of her hands by Smith, and she's fouled.
Well, Smith really having the composure here and sticking with the basketball, you know, kind of fumbles it around a little bit, and Dickens gets it, but she takes it right back, goes up strong. Guaranteed she uses her left hand. That's a three-point play right there. I don't want to be too critical.
My perfectionist over here, huh?
Yeah. Which is only a sophomore, you know, that'll come.
First free throw good, and keep in mind, their two leading scorers and two best players are both underclassmen. Murphy's a junior, Smith is a sophomore. If they have any guards anywhere in the program, guess what? They're coming back here next year. I mean, what a combination. Bookends inside with Smith and Murphy.
Haven't seen the last of this team by any means. And there
Nope.
she is following her shot. Just great hustle on this Richwoods team.
Yep, they're all over the place. That's Maddie Newkirk. And the interesting thing about Newkirk was early in the year, you know, she was huge offensively. I mean, she's one of their best offensive players, averaging 12.1. She hasn't scored a lot down here, but look, she doesn't care. She defers.
No, and Grove said the best thing about his team is that, you know, they all kind of have their role. They all fill their roles really nicely, and they're a very balanced team, that there's no one person that wants to stand out.
Yeah, I mean, look at Newkirk. Yesterday, she scores 3 points. Today, I don't think she scored, has she? No, she hasn't scored, as you see there at the bottom of your screen. But she still battles, she still hustles. It's not about the individual with Richwoods, it's about the entire group. And that group has a huge lead, 28-point lead nearing the end of the third quarter of play. And all the Freeport fans can do is just sit and wait for this one to end. Norman for three. That's no good. Caitlin Green with the rebound.
The one thing Freeport, they're going to have to keep shooting that ball, not give up and keep shooting it, especially from the outside.
Well, Wagner missed a bunny, and that's it for the third quarter of play. The Richwoods Knights closing in on their second championship in 5 years. We'll be back with more after this message from your local station.
All right, we are back. It's 42-14 Richwoods. Whoa. The Freeport fans are having to make their own fun. We're in a roller coaster here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, this is the part where I always get sick. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's all about having fun at the state tournament, guys, even when your team's not doing so well, all right? So we're still having fun over here. Back to you.
Nice work, Lee. And the Freeport fans, as soon as Lee leaves, they sit back down. They are a frustrated group, and hey, as happy as you feel for the Knights fans, you feel terrible for the Pretzel fans.
Man, it's always a hard road to come in, and you're so pumped up for the state game and to not play the way you want to play, and you're shooting 5 field goals so far. 3 quarters played, and you've only made 5 field goals. Got to shoot better, and, you know, out-rebounded almost double by Richwoods.
Those were your Menards third quarter stats. Save big money at Menards. 42-14, we're underway in the fourth quarter. Richwoods with a commanding lead. A little jumper on the inside. Nice shot from Morgan Wagner. Actually, yeah, that was Morgan Wagner. Public address announcer said Hafer, but that was Wagner with a bucket. Here's Dunn in the game. Gives it to Knott. Murphy, 8-footer, money. Smooth, she can use the glass, she can knock it down straight on. 8 of 11 for Murphy, 17 points, 8 rebounds. I'd like to have a double-double in the title game.
That's kind of what you're going for, you know, playing your heart out, leaving it all on the court.
Oh, there's her 9th rebound.
She definitely can look back and say, well, I could have done this better, because she's playing like a true champion out there.
Absolutely. Here's Metzger. Done a nice job handling the pressure. It's it to Knott. Back to Metzger, and she's fouled. Wiedmeyer crashed into her at the head of the key. 44-16, 6:36 left to go. Don't forget, tonight we have the 4A third place game with Wheeling and Geneva, and then the championship and game people have been wanting to see all year, Young and Bolingbrook.
It's going to be a good game tonight. Guarantee that.
Those two programs, each claim being the best program in the state. I think we'll find out once and for all tonight. Metzger misfires.
Here we go. You know, it's never too late to get a spark, and like about this Freeport team is that they haven't given up.
There's
They're
Schiffer.
going to keep going at the basket.
And Schiffer will go to the line now after a nice move, and just kind of a dazed state of mind now for the Pretzel players as they're trying to figure out what went wrong here today. Well, Richwoods has done this to 33 opponents this year, so they shouldn't feel all that bad. It's easy for me to say sitting over here.
Yeah, it's a hard one to. It's a hard loss, and you want to go out and you want to make it a game and you want to compete, and you can't play up to the level that you're used to, and it can be frustrating, especially when you're a senior, your last run, and this is it.
Well, that's a question. Would you rather lose on a last-second half-court shot, or would you rather get blown out?
Me personally, I'd rather lose in a. I mean, it'd be a little harder first, but I'd like to know that, you know, I played the best game possible.
Right.
And I left it on the court, and, you know, there's nothing you could do with kind of those last-second shots or something like that. That I played my best game possible. And
now, when you were with Fenwick in 2001, when you won it, was it a close game?
it was not. It was
not.
a little similar to this.
And that happens sometimes in championship games. I mean, the buildup is there, the hype is there, but if one team gets a hot start like Richwoods did today, and it's very easy to blow out your opposition.
Oh, yeah.
Some team maybe had an easier road to get to the final. So that happens sometimes.
Right, and other teams, if you've been working so hard, you know, you keep fighting, you keep fighting, you keep fighting, it gets that title game, and then you're kind of feeling relieved, and you don't have as much fight left in you.
Well, not with 14 now. Now 15. 15 points, 3 rebounds for Knott, 3 rebounds for Knott. Smith has just 7 points, and they're winning by 28 points. It's remarkable. You asked Coach Gross that before the game, he'd say if Smith only has 7 points in the fourth quarter, we're going to have problems.
Right, but that's a great Richwoods team, is that the other players step up when needed.
And it's a deep Richwoods team also. Here's Smith. 5:40 left to go in the game, Richwoods. Here's Dunn. Dunn drives, skips it out top to Smith. And the Knights will use some more clock here. And you're in a situation where you don't want to, rub it in on the other team and run up the score, but at the same time, it is the state championship game.
Right, and you still want to compete, and you still want to not give them any opportunity to get back in the game, but
you still want to play your best.
You still want to play your best, but you don't want to be that team that rubs it in.
Smith, this is not. Down low Murphy. Loves that little pump fake. Hey, she missed one. Just her third miss. Out of bounds. Freeport basketball. So if you had to handicap the Young Bolingbrook game tonight, how would you do it?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think both teams are just, they're both fast. It's going to be a physical game tonight. And there's going to be a lot of scrapping and a lot of, pushing and all that stuff. And I think it's going to come out to who's standing at the end.
That'll be a good one. Richwoods up big with 4:50 left to go. We'll be back with more from Redbird Arena after these local messages. Here's a look at Walgreens' Picture Perfect Moment. Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right, Good Sportsmanship campaign. And it's hard not to smile if you're a Peoria Richwoods fan or cheerleader or player or parent. Big performance here today, and there's a smile. It's not the end of the world. You finished second in the state. It's okay.
And to say, come down here to the state's a letdown 2 years in a row, but you were still the second best team in the state 2 years in a row. That's a pretty good tradition to have.
Yeah, look at the two teams that beat you. Marshall 1 year and Richwoods the other. Names was synonymous. Girls basketball in the state of Illinois. All right, let's see if Freeport can put a good finish on this one here. Jumper from the baseline off the mark by Wagner. That would have been Murphy's 10th rebound, but not able to hang on to it. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Dickens throws it up and not the rebound. And that pass sails through the fingertips of Krishan Johnson, who just checked in, a 5'3" senior. So you'll see some new players in the ballgame for both teams. Schiffer's fouled by Murphy and will walk to the free throw line. Courtney Schiffer, what a career these seniors have had.
Oh, they really have. And, going downstate with your team, your 4 seniors, they're really going to have this kind of bond and friendship for life, and you can't take that away from them. They've, played hard, played together, and they'll really be able to carry it through the rest of their lives.
Played a very tough schedule this year. Thanksgiving, went to Galesburg, Sterling at Christmas. They played Montini. They played Monroe from Wisconsin. A little dinged up earlier this year with Hafer. Had an ankle sprain. Didn't really start getting back into the groove of things till later on in the season.
Yeah,
their logo
those are
was
hard.
their logo and their mission all year was to get back. They have T-shirts down here that say "We are back," and they didn't make it back. What a remarkable 2-year run for the Pretzels. 2 big trophies back up at their school. This is Johnson. Murphy short on the jumper. And Kiddo DeBoer. Well, you hate to even bring things up like this, but if you're wondering what the largest margin of victory in state finals play ever was in 2001, Class AA, 33 points. Fenwick beat Neuqua Valley 65-32. We're not quite there yet. 3:23 left to go, and you kind of hope we don't get there.
Right.
Those are records that you want nothing to do with. But Neuqua's probably sitting back there going, Slocum, shut up. Let them set the record so our name can be taken off the list.
No, that was a great, that was my senior year. That was a great game. And it was kind of one of those great teams to play. Neuqua Valley, a lot like Springfield, first time their school had been there. They were just excited to be there, be in the state championship game.
Relatively new school at the time, too.
Right, and so it was...
Nice move by Newkirk with the left hand. There's Maddie Newkirk, the offensive firepower that she can bring to the table. 3 minutes to go in the state championship game. And Knott with the steal. Knott has Johnson ahead. The layup is waved off. Traveling violation on Krishan Johnson. And Richwoods will bring in some subs. Murphy's done. Smith is done. Newkirk is done. What a combination inside those 3 players for a hug start.
You gotta love it. You can hear the crowd great players to get behind because they play hard. You could see the excitement. Fans giving them the recognition they deserve.
Well, they do deserve it, no doubt about it. A dominating performance and a dominating weekend, taking care of Marshall and now Freeport. Norman with that left-handed push that she usually knocks down, missed it. Rebound to Susan Lind, 5'10" sophomore. Johnson gives it to Dunn. She misfired. I know her dad, Mike, wanted her to knock that one down. Norman will jack a three and miss it. And a rebound to Knott. So this will be the third state championship in school history. Back in '83, Mary Kay Hungate kept off a perfect 32-0 season. And there's Dunn. Her dad drove all these girls around, as he told Lee Hall earlier in the broadcast. 60 to 70 games a year in AAU ball.
Oh, you can easily do that. It gets, more and more tournaments pop up, and parents are traveling all over the place.
Norman misses another one. And here's Johnson on the run out. Krishan Johnson with the layup and a foul.
That was a nice, just strong take to the basket. And, you got to love it when they keep that ball high. Saw the defense keeps it high in the three-point play.
That's a moment a senior will never forget. Krishan Johnson with the chance for a three-point play in the state championship game. All the things in the world are going right. That ball was thrown up there like a brick, but still bounced in.
Falling for Richwoods. Really likes their touch.
These two teams could play 10 times, and Freeport would never again score just 19 points in one of their games.
No, and you would think that, when you're shooting 16% for an entire game, that's not the normal.
No.
But that's, one of those things that happens on any given game, but typically that's not the way that this game would go.
6 for 38 from the field. Richwoods goes even deeper into its bench. .8% from the field for Freeport High School. And we're approaching the minute mark. And then the celebration will begin if it hasn't already. There's a steal from Katie Boehm. 5'8" freshman with a steal. She's got it. And she's just here. It's hard to play basketball when you're smiling, but these Richwood girls are.
Still have a minute left, and you're just so giddy. You can't wait for it to be over, and you're so excited. You can see just going down the entire Richwoods bench, it just smiles, and they're all locking arms, and it's really great team feeling.
Carissa London will go to the free throw line again. Richwoods, if they have any guards anywhere in the program, will be ranked very high preseason next year with Murphy and Smith both returning.
And any guard would drool to kind of have two players that you could just generally toss the ball up to. They're going to grab it and they're going to do something with it. You don't have to work very hard to get them the ball.
And just bring it up. I have a feeling a little high-low will be involved in John Gross's offense next year.
Oh, hands down.
See if London can get one of these to go. She did. 54-19. Carrie Palmer is fouled. Foul will be called on Chelsea Newton, 5'9" junior. Just the 6th team foul against the Knights, and that says it all right there. Tears, frustration, bewilderment.
It's hard when you have two teams who've come a really long way, and one team's gonna be really happy and their teams are really sad.
And there's a turnover. Stepped out of bounds. 39 seconds left. That was Rebecca Wagner, sophomore. Well, you hear the cheers at Redbird Arena. Richwoods fans counting down the final 31 seconds as the Knights turn it over. Again, Richwoods won this championship in '83, 2005, and John Gross knows what it's like to be down here. Gross was at Limestone, now with Richwoods, and one of the premier coaches in the state of Illinois. Gross took second back in 91 and 92 with Martinville Limestone and won it all with Richwoods, going 38-0 back in 05.
Oh, wow.
There's a three that's off the mark. Referees say play on. This is Sarah Murray to Bame. In the corner, a three is good from Volker. Actually a two-point field goal just before the horn sounds. And the celebration is underway on the floor and in the stands. Peoria Richwoods wins the most lopsided championship game in big school history, 54-19.
Back at Redbird Arena, dominating performance by Peoria Richwoods, 56-19 the final. We are with Richwoods head coach John Gross. Coach, what a performance by your young ladies today.
Yeah, I never would have expected this. I mean, I'm a very happy and satisfied man, but I'm also, like I just told the kids, I'm pretty sad. I hate to see this group leave. I mean, what a stretch run we've had down the state tournament here. I mean, nobody's really gotten very close to us. Now that we finally learned how to play basketball, we got to do something else.
A lot of young girls on this team. I'm going to talk to one in a minute. Tell me about your seniors.
Seniors, you know, from day one, when they came in as freshmen, we thought they had a chance to do something like this. You know, you think that, you dream that, but not very often does it come true. For these kids, it came true. They just did a heck of a job.
You got one in 2005. Congratulations on this one, John Gross.
Thank you very much.
We are with our Country Financial player of the game, Katie Murphy. We got to stop meeting like this, honey. This young lady, I got to tell you this personal story. She literally grew up at Redbird Arena. Her uncle, Ray Giacoletti, was an assistant coach here. I used to bounce this little girl on my knee when she was about 9 months old. I loved her then. Congratulations, honey. What a great performance today.
Thank you so much. It's just great. I know I'm crying like we lost, but I'm just so happy. I mean, I'm sad at the same time. These girls, the seniors, I grew up playing with them, and it's going to be so hard not having them next year, but they played great, and we played Richwoods basketball, and we did it, and we got our state championship.
You guys played your heart out. I mean, you guys didn't do anything wrong today.
No, we all showed up. Our turnovers we didn't have as many as we usually do, and that was the biggest thing. We all just came to play, and we did it.
Congratulations, honey. All right. Mwah. I used to do that to her all the time when she was a baby. I can't believe it. Katie Murphy, our Country Financial player of the game. What a great performance by Richwoods. Congratulations to Freeport on a great year. This was just all Richwoods game today, guys.
No doubt about it, Lee. 37-point win, the most lopsided championship game ever. Your Fenwick girls back in 2001, now number 2. You beat Neuqua Valley. Now let's take it over to public address announcer Jeff Fritzen as we give awards and trophies to these two outstanding girls high school basketball teams.
Dr. Peter Flynn, Principal David Fake, Athletic Director Mike Barentis, Head Coach Ryan Pierce, Assistant Coach Jennifer Slack, Assistant Coach Kevin Budin, Assistant Coach Carrie Tresmer, Assistant Coach Randy Paisley, Manager Danielle Flack, and the Lady Pretzels Leah Dietmeyer, Crystal Ewell, Caitlin Green, Mackenzie Wagner, Carrie Palmer, Allie Boyk, Seporia Dickens, Heather Kiddo DeBoer, Rebecca Wagner, Katie Norman, Kelsey Hafer. Morgan Wagner. Courtney Schiffer. And Sarah Elliott. And now please meet the Lady Knights of Richwoods, who finished the season in first place with a final record of 34 wins and 3 losses. First meet the Superintendent of Schools, Ken Hinton. Principal Steve Potasic. Athletic Director Diane Pettit. Head Coach John Gross. Assistant Coach Todd Hersey. Assistant Coach Ralph Gallo. Assistant Coach Kenneth Baker. Assistant Coach Sarah Mazzarelli. And now the Lady Knights, Shyla Knott. Amber Metzger. Danielle Desjardins. Sarah Murray. Maggie Cunningham. Susan Lind. Krishan Johnson. Katie Beam. Kelly Dunn. Chelsea Newton. Carissa London. Lily Velker. Mariah Smith. Maddie Newkirk. And Katie Murphy. And now will Coach Pierce and the captains of Freeport High School please step forward to receive the Class 3A second place trophy. And will Coach Gross and the captains of Richwoods please step forward and receive their Class 3A first place trophy. Here are a couple of important announcements for our fans, Freeport fans. There will be a celebration for the Lady Pretzels tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the high school gymnasium. Richwoods fans, a welcome home celebration will take place tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the main gym at Richwoods High School. The team will be met at the Gateway Building at noon by the Peoria Fire Department for a ride and escort to Richwoods High School.
Richwoods wins the championship over Freeport 56-19. There's your final 56-19. Peoria Richwoods with a state championship as they defeat Freeport 56-19. Richwoods solid all the way around, spectacular all the way around, and Freeport will drive back up Route 39 or I-39 saying, We only scored 19 points in the state championship game.
Yeah, Richwoods really led in every statistical category possible. I mean, they out-rebounded them, they shot better. And the biggest thing that came to mind, you can't see it here, but 26 points off of turnovers and then 22 points in the paint. I mean, they really capitalized on opportunities and, like I said, dominated beginning to end whole game.
And the rebounds 38-27, and look, the 21 field goals they made, 15 assists.
And that goes to show you, I mean, like, team basketball, that's what they do. They had players coming off the bench, you know, shooting well, everything team effort, passing, looking for the open teammate.
Stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And there you see the 4th championship for the city of Peoria. Richwoods in 83, 05, and 2009. And Manual won one as well. So Peoria Richwoods, 3A state champions, their 2nd championship in the last 5 years.
Great job, great team, great coaches.
Absolutely so. It's been great. The 3A state champs from the city of Peoria, the Richwoods Knights. They beat Freeport 56-19. And don't forget tonight, the 4A consolation game here on the IHSA television network. Geneva and Wheeling at 6:30, and the heavyweight showdown, Whitney Young and Bolingbrook at 8:15. Congratulations to the Knights, champions in Class 3A.